To judge like Jesus means to judge with a loving heart and pure motives. Or I might put the phrase spirit-led motives. Spirit-led, the Holy Spirit leading your motives, leading the core of who you are. And so really it's all about the heart, which includes the mind. It's a heart attitude, right? When we judge, what kind of attitude do we have behind our judgment? And you see Jesus launches into this teaching by the negative. When he says, judge not lest you be judged, keep in mind, he just talked about loving your enemies. Loving your enemies. Typically, when we have enemies, we might think they're fair game, right? Well, they're my enemies, and so, man, I'll tell you what. And you want to point that finger at the enemies. You may have a wrong spirit, attitude towards judging, discerning, and you love your enemies. And so he says, judge not lest you be judged. And then he jumps in showing these negative aspects. He says, listen, condemn not, and you'll not be condemned. Those are wrapped together. A condemning, judgmental type of spirit, Jesus seems to be saying, don't do that. Right? Don't do that. Have you ever had someone judge you, pass discernment along to you, pass this discipline or counsel along to you, and you sense instead of a compassionate spirit, they had a condemning spirit, and you could kind of sense that? If that's ever happened to you, then you probably realize, it doesn't seem to be coming out of a loving heart towards me. It doesn't seem to be coming out of a heart, although I can't know their heart perfectly like certainly Christ can in regards to their motives. It doesn't seem to be coming out of a wholesome, caring, good, godly type spirit towards me. It seems to be condemning and judgmental as if to tear me down versus build me up. That if you have that kind of judgment, that kind of condemnation towards people, then you're probably, could be wrong, you're probably not offering out hope to that person as you judge them. There's not the hope. There's not love. There's not mercy. There's no grace. There's no compassion, right? There's no forgiving spirit. And so I believe Jesus here is saying that kind of spirit, that kind of heart attitude in how you judge, that's not acceptable if you want to walk in the kingdom ways. If you want to judge justly, just like Jesus, you don't judge this way. It doesn't mean you don't uphold truth, but what's the heart behind it? If you judge justly, just like Jesus, then yes, you'll judge. Yes, you'll discern. Yes, you'll make decisions and opinions about life to make application and walk through life. We all have to do that. But you'll do it in a way that ultimately, inside the depth of your heart, you have a spirit of forgiveness towards others. We can say it to the end, might as well get it out now. How can we have a spirit of forgiveness towards others? And what should that look like? Well, if I recall, we were all sinners, as I mentioned, and who forgave us? Jesus. The message of the gospel. And so we're to have forgiveness towards others, and that's what Jesus says. You should be forgiving, right? We need to be forgiving. Yes, we uphold the truth, protection, mercy, and grace, but forgiving.